Hello and welcome to another stream, MasterReY, and it is a stream on a weekday. We are not at the weekend, and I just decided, hey, I have 2 hours until I have to sleep for work tomorrow, and there's nothing else to do, so why not just stream and let's try to get some Terran macro games so I can put it in the video. So we had two Protoss games and a Terran game last time, I think. So what we really need is a TVZ. So let's go. I'm already on my present of APM account, so I will go full macro commentary from the first game. Yeah, and with that, I think let's go. And of course, thank you to you guys watching right now. I know on the week days the viewer count is always a bit lower, less people watching. Weekend is like way more stuff going on here on Twitch, but I appreciate it. Okay, let's go. Ishtar, a Terran. Okay. Yeah, Lucky Noob, you're right.
Yes, sir?
I will definitely advertise my stream on Reddit and so on. I'm always spamming on Discords. I'm always spamming on every Discord. So I'm doing that already. But yeah, when I'm back to A rank with Protoss, I will advertise on Team Liquid and Reddit as well.
SCV good to go, sir.
Not on NHFFA. What is that? No hunters, free for all? No hunters? Makes no sense.
SCV good to go, sir.
You know it. Well,
Reporting for duty.
I actually don't. Even if I guess the name, but no hunters doesn't make any sense.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Is that like a Discord for casual free-for-all games or like 4v4 or so?
Not enough
SCV good
minerals.
to go, sir.
Yes, okay. Okay, nice. Yeah, I will join it. I will join it.
Job's finished. Reporting for duty.
I'm not sure how
SCV good to go, sir.
how much those casual players really like my content, but I will do it. I will do it. We'll see.
Not enough minerals.
Okay, but now I will go to commentary mode. So, here we go.
Enough minerals.
The first 3 buildings are done or in production. We have a depot, we have a
Enough minerals.
gas, we have a depot,
Minerals.
a Rex. And yeah, as always, we are going for like a 2-factory command center. More factories built. We don't care about any details of any build order. We just have a rough guideline to follow. And meanwhile, we of course make sure our macro is as perfect as possible. For that we have a marine building as soon as this completes. And of course we have SCVs building, and we have a follow already. Thank you, Sandokan Long.
Good to go, sir.
And we need another depot that I sadly delayed for a bit. That's not good.
Orders, Captain? You want a piece of me, boy? Yes, sir. I read you.
Additional supply.
Okay, so I have to cancel this marine so that my SCV is building. SCV has higher priority compared to marine. My depot was a bit delayed, so I rather have that one SCV building instead of the
Supply depots required.
marine. But now the depot is finished, so I can start the marine again. And we will need another depot as soon as possible as well. Let's go.
SCV good to go, sir.
Okay, SCVs are in production. I will get to like 4 marines and then I transition to factory units. And I will add the second factory, of course.
SCV good to go, sir. Roger that. Orders received.
Not enough minerals.
You want a piece of me, boy?
We have
Not
SCVs
enough
building.
minerals.
We have Marines building.
Not enough minerals.
Good to go, sir.
We
Not
don't
enough
need supply
minerals.
right now, so
Not
everything
enough
is fine.
minerals.
Affirmative.
We can get this one.
Checked up and good to go.
SCVs in production. Okay, I will stop making Marines now.
SCV good to go, sir.
Do we need a depot? Not yet, but after we start the tank we surely need one for the next one. So we have to remember that. And we have a second factory finished, so I guess we will need a depot very soon. So always keep that in mind.
Add-on complete.
Always check how many production facilities you have. The more you have, the earlier you need the depot. So SCVs are in production. Factory, the one factory is producing, the another factory is producing.
Give me something.
Now let's actually scout this guy. Make sure to still keep making SCVs.
SCV good to go, sir.
Keep making depots.
Job's finished. I can't build there.
And make sure to still produce stuff in your factories all the time. Everything has to be blinking. Never stop making units.
Not enough minerals. Not
I'll
enough
get the siege mod
minerals.
upgrade now.
Not enough minerals. Not
We
enough
still have enough
minerals.
to keep our SCV
Your
production up.
forces are under attack.
We have enough to keep our Vulture production up. We have enough to keep our tank production up.
I read you. Orders received.
There is the
Not
next
enough
tank.
minerals.
Report for duty.
And now we need another
enough
Vulture
minerals.
and another SCV.
SCV good to go, sir. Bring it on.
And always check depots after building units. We need one. Next SCV. Next Vulture.
Not enough minerals.
SCV good to go, sir.
Next tank.
Not
And
enough
now I will
minerals.
actually go for a little attack here.
Research complete. Additional supply depots required.
Let's go. Still make SCVs. Still make other units.
I read you.
And I think now we can add the command center when we have the minerals. We still make SCVs all the time
Your forces are under attack.
and other units.
Identify target.
We never stop doing that.
Reporting for duty.
We also need the depot.
Target. SCV good to go, sir.
Keep making stuff. Keep making
Additional
stuff.
supply depots required.
SCV good to go,
Additional
sir.
supply depots required.
And now we siege this. And we can make the CC.
I can't build there.
Additional supply depots required.
Orders, Captain.
Okay, supply depot just finished, but we need another one. SCVs are still in production. Vultures, tanks, everything is in production. It's perfect. Okay, we unsiege this and we aim move further. But first we continue to make SCVs. We start another Vulture if needed. Okay, we don't need, but we start this tank here. And then we aim move.
Your forces are under attack.
And since we are still making units all the time, we should have another army ready, and we are using that. So we aim move to the natural again. We still make SCVs all the time. We use our CC that is finishing. We still make tanks. We still make vultures. We have additional minerals. We use them. We always use all that stuff. If we still have resources, like we still have resources here,
Not enough
we build
minerals.
another factory. Always
Your
spend your
forces are under
resources.
attack. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Ah, it's okay. We let that
Your
die.
forces are under attack.
Also, remember you have a second CC now, so just continue to make units there as well. Maybe re-rally your factories. We have a lot of minerals and gas. Let's add another factory. Let's add the gas. We still have SCVs in production everywhere. Vultures. Oh god damn it.
Your forces are under
Well,
attack.
that's a problem that I forgot. Yeah, see, we have so much, but I forgot this
Upgrade complete.
one thing, right?
Upgrade complete.
Unfortunate, unfortunate. But we don't panic, we just keep making stuff. We siege that, and we still make
Your
units.
forces are under attack. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Orders, Captain? Orders, sir! What do you want? No problem. Destination? Alright, bring it on!
Your forces are under attack. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Reporting for duty. Ready to roll out! Yes, sir. Orders received. Orders, sir! Proceeding. Orders, Captain. Alright, bring it on! Orders, sir! I read you.
Yeah. I guess the game is close to being over here.
Forces are under attack.
In the way. Reporting for duty. Orders received. Orders, Captain. Identify target. Something on your mind. Roll out. Orders, Captain.
Wow, this tank.
Orders received. Yes, sir. Orders, Captain. Yes, sir. Moving. Reporting for duty. Online.
Your forces are under attack. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Your forces are under attack.
I read you.
Oh my god.
Orders received.
Those rays
Reporting for duty.
completely won the game for him, that's sad. Ah, and my rally points are fucked up all the time. Yeah, okay, let's just leave. This has no point. Oh man, never mind, never mind. I should have stayed. Look at this. I still have more resources. He had the fast expansion. He killed like 20 SCVs and I used like 5 SCVs to repair all the time. And I still have more resources, mind. How is this possible? I should just stay. Seriously, holy shit. Let me watch that really quickly. Yeah, I should definitely stay. I wasted the units here. But look, I'm still ahead. I'm still ahead. It's like he's all in. He's not even really making SCVs anymore, I think. Look how far I'm ahead. 14 SCVs. Okay, I'm still almost even SCVs now. Those two tanks are pretty good, yeah. I guess the game is close to being over. But I still have a chance, I think, if I play normal. But that's not the point here. So, yeah, I mentioned it earlier before when I do this challenge as Terran. There's this little bit of game knowledge that I need to use, which is you need turrets. You just need turrets against every race, basically. Against CTs, against race, against Mutalists. So yeah, those are important. Oh man, oh yeah, thanks for the raid. I just see it now. Wait. I still don't have I still don't have the alert. 1 second, guys, 1 second. This can't be true. I'm really sorry, Oya. I still don't have an alert for that. I didn't get the notification. Wait a second. Does it work now? Raiding, yeah, raiding. Raiding works. Raid. But you can see it here. When I test the notification for my own, like my own user, just a test notification, it works. But if Oya is doing it, it doesn't. I don't get it, to be honest. Yeah, so it's actually set up correctly, but I don't know what's going on. I have to research that. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, but thanks a lot, Oya. Welcome to all the new viewers. In case anyone is wondering what's going on here, I'm usually in A-Rank Protoss. I have played Oya a lot as well. I'm doing like a little experiment here. I want to play Terran, and I want to use only macro, nothing else, like no micro, no... I did actually micro in that game, so don't take this game as an example. I want to use no micro, no build orders, no game knowledge, no positioning, no scouting, nothing. Only macro. And see how easy I can make it to 1.5k. And I want to use the lowest APM possible for that. And I already reached 1.7k with an average of like 80 APM. So yeah, it's like 1.5k with around maybe 75 APM with only macro, and I try to comment on all the things I do in the game, on all the macro routines that I do, so that it's very obvious how the macro works. And then I put it into a video for beginner players. So I'm intentionally not getting scans or anything like that. I want to make it as easy as possible for new players. So no special things that you need to learn how to use, and no things that you need game knowledge for. For example, if you scan, you need to know what you want to see and where you scan. If you scan and see something, what does it mean, how you react? All those things don't matter for me. I just want to macro, nothing else. So that's what I'm doing here, in case anyone is wondering. Okay, so let's go. Next game is searching. I am still at 1.5k. Yeah, so the only little thing, the only two things that I use for game knowledge are you don't go mech and bio at the same time. I choose mech because mech works against all the races, so I want to have like the same macro cycles against in every matchup, so I use mech, obviously. So that's one point of game knowledge that I actually use, and the other game knowledge is you need turrets against DTs, Mutalists, or Cloaked Race. That's it. Like, that's something that a new player of StarCraft can literally know in 10 minutes. Okay, so we have another game here. 1.460. And here we go. So, oh, it's a random actually. I thought it was a Terran. Okay, interesting. We didn't have that before. I hope it's a Zerg. I really do. So we make SCVs. We don't use this time to spam APM. We use this time to think about what we want to do next. So next, in this case, it's easy. It's another SCV, of course. But there are times later in the game where spamming APM can actually hurt you. It takes your attention away from more useful stuff. So here, for example, now make sure to think about, okay, I need to get the depot. With the next 100, I will get the depot. So let's see, I could get this SCV and then I have 100 when it reaches the
Not enough minerals.
building placement. Or the place to build the building.
Not enough minerals.
Think about where you want to build it. Think about which SCV you want to take.
SCV good to go, sir.
Don't spam APM and don't do those things. Just chill and think about very calmly. And make SCVs!
Supply depots required.
So now obviously we want to make the Rex. We can use this SCV. And
Not enough
bam.
minerals.
And we still make SCVs all the time. Next will be the gas.
SCV good to go.
So I want to make the gas here and want to take an SCV that is at the top if possible. We use this one. Let's go. Those things are not super important, so if you're a beginner of StarCraft, don't worry about those things.
SCV good to go, sir.
I just want to say that there are more useful things compared to spamming APM. Way more useful things. So, okay, we still make units all the time. Since he's random, I actually have to scout, so I'm going to scout now. So, another SCV, and now the gas is done. We need to send 2 in here. And we need another depot very soon, because we have our Rex finishing. We have 2 buildings producing 1 supply very quickly. So we need the depot a bit quicker this time.
SCV good to go, sir. You want a piece of me, boy?
And we make units all the time. We never stop. We don't.
SCV good to
We never let
Supply
our
depots required.
buildings not make units.
read you.
Oh, and we see it's a Terran.
Orders received.
Okay, I will not use my SCV to do damage or so. I will just use it to go back to mine.
Good to go, sir.
We don't use any micro here, any harassment or so. We just trust our macro to get us more units than he can.
Orders received.
It doesn't matter if he has an expansion or not. We just follow our normal thing.
Not enough minerals.
We make our 2 factories. It's the safest build. In this case, since I scouted the expansion, I could not get the second factory and get my own expansion earlier. But I will not do it. I will just follow the same thing all the time. And show you that it doesn't matter if you just macro correctly. Yeah, those can go back, it's fine. We want to make SCVs all the time. The depot's building. And our 2 factories are building.
Job's finished.
Okay, we have our
Captain.
thing finishing here. We get that machine shop.
SCV good to go, sir. Job's finished. Orders, Captain.
Our depot's done. We have 2 factories of production. So we need another depot very soon.
SCV good to go, sir.
So I started already. And now we can make the tank as soon as this is done. You see I'm playing all of this below 50 APM, by the way.
Add-on complete.
We still have resources after making units. Our CC has unit building, so we can use the minerals for upgrade, for example. And we should still have enough for the second tank, for example. And the next SCV is waiting. There we go. Now what's next? Do we need depots? Not right now. Do we need SCV? Yeah, soon. Do we need a tank? Also soon. Let's... Okay, I built this SCV. Now next is building this tank. And now we check the other one. Yeah, should be coming soon as well. But we have no gas, so I make a vulture. And now we need another SCV. And we also need supply very soon again. So I'm going to build this supply
Not enough
depot.
minerals.
That's very easy, very basic here. We just make units out of our projection facilities. We always check, do we need to make the next one? Yes, I will make another tank in the vulture and more SCVs, of course. And we also need another depot very soon. So after this one is finishing, I will just start another one. I have the resources anyways. I just started 2 units and I still have 150, so why not build one, you know? Just spend your minerals. I will get another expansion, or an expansion. And we get more units, we get more SCVs, of course. I A-move my army now, just to see what's going on. And now I spend my next free resources for the command center. So I still make SCVs. Don't cut your SCVs for command center, so. Still make SCVs, and then when you have 400, build a CC. But make sure to get units all the time. Here, Vulture, for example. Here we have enough gas now, we can get another tank when we have 150. Bam. And now we focus on our army again. But we still make SCVs, we still make depots.
Not enough minerals.
Let's see. Okay, I will move back a bit and siege this, and then we will not look at this anymore, okay? So, a very little bit of micro I think is fine, like sieging tanks.
Your forces
But
are
now
under
I don't
attack.
care anymore. I make sure all of my base, everything is going correctly. So I have SCVs in production, I have tanks in production, I have an SCV making a depot. We don't need more depots now. So I spent my remaining resources for additional factories, and I still have more. Make sure to get this SCV. Don't wait for don't have your CC idling, and then you make the factory. And now it's time for making some units in our factory again. I get another tank here,
Not
bam,
enough minerals.
and another SCV.
Not enough minerals.
Using your buildings also means using your command centers, of course, all of them. So we build SCV here and we send SCVs to the mining. Okay, so I mentioned it already. We need turrets. My gas is not super high. I will get some vultures in between. And now get the eBay. And maybe also the armory. But first, before we build the armory, we make sure we have everything in production here. Here, here, here,
Not enough minerals.
and here. This one is producing. Okay, now we can make... Now we need the depot. We can still not make the armory. Make depot and make units before you build additional stuff. We have SCVs in production. This is...
Additional supply depots.
Yeah, we are supply blocked now, sadly, so...
Additional supply depots
Yeah, my
required.
SCVs, my depot was a bit too late, so now I can actually get the armory and the gas, but this was not good. As soon as our...
Additional supply depots required.
As soon as our depot is finished, which is the case now, we start another one and we make units again. Now we still have resources, we can get this vulture
Not
speed,
enough minerals. Not enough
and we have
minerals.
SCV production all the time. I will move my units to the front now and re-rally my factories. And we need more units. More SCVs. We can send these to the gas. And I said we wanted turrets. So I built some turrets here for my army rally point and in my mineral line. Ah, such a hassle. Okay. Okay, SCVs are still in production. Our...
Additional supply depots required.
Ah, see, we forgot another depot.
Supply depots
See, now we have so many factories that we need depots a lot quicker. So we are building 3 at a time now. We can also get those passive upgrades, they don't take any attention. Mines, for example, need attention, but...
Upgrade complete.
Yeah, but those passive don't. Okay, do we have depots finishing? No, we don't. So we spent our resources for something else. Okay, now we can get some Goliaths. But we still have resources left over. We make more depots. And we can also get another factory. And maybe even another one. We have so much income now. We because we have been making SCVs the whole time.
Add-on complete.
It's very good.
I can't build it.
Tank, tank, Goliath, Goliath.
Reporting for duty. Yes, sir.
Goliath online.
SCV good to go, sir.
Okay, we have SCVs in production everywhere, perfect. We can get another factory.
Job's finished. Job's finished.
Depots are finishing, let's get 2 more. I think 2 at a time are good now.
Reporting for duty.
Maybe a third once in a while. SCVs in production.
I read you.
Tanks,
Goliath
or factories in general.
Job's finished.
Goliath
This one has one in production, this one doesn't. This one is still building, this one is still building.
Good to go, sir.
This one needs a unit very soon.
Read you.
SCVs in production.
Job's finished.
This Goliath, and
Not enough
I guess here we
minerals.
can make a tank.
Sir. Orders, Captain.
And more depots.
Goliath online.
Orders, Captain.
Goliath online.
Affirmative.
Now, at some point we need the third base, so I will just use the next 400 I have for the third base.
Your forces are under
I will just, oh, I will A-move my units into him. 1, 2, 3. Just 1, 2, 3, no micro. I will just use the time to make units in my
Your
base.
forces are under
We don't
attack.
need to look at the fight.
Not enough minerals.
Yes, sir.
Make SCVs, make units. Depots, we don't need depots right now, maybe 1. Oh, and we won the fight, easy. Okay, let's see. I have 3 control groups, I use them, I have 400 minerals, I build the CC. And I make SCVs, and I make units in my factories.
Not enough minerals.
And all of the factories. Don't look at your army before your factories are all producing.
Job's SCV good to go, sir.
SCVs are producing, all the factories are producing. Now we can take a look at the army again. 1, 2, 3. Let's just A-move. No micro, we don't even look at the fight. We have our factories that need more units now.
Under attack.
We just make more units.
Reporting for duty.
We don't need depots. We are losing units right now, so that's fine. Yeah, everything is in production.
SCV good to go, sir.
Your
We have
forces are
almost
under
400. We can make another CC. Let's check the fight very quickly. Okay, escaping is natural. Fine. Let's make more units. More SCVs.
Goliath online. Goliath online.
This one is soon done. We can send SCVs there. And more units.
attack. Not enough minerals.
We have resources. We can get the upgrade, for example.
Orders, Captain.
We have many SCVs.
Orders,
We can also get a turret here.
I read you. Job's
Maybe here as well. SCVs, SCVs, SCVs. And more units. Units everywhere.
Not enough minerals.
Doesn't matter which units. I mean, get tanks if you have the gas, but it's not super important that you have to get the tank with every single gas you can or so. Just make sure you get all your factories building all the time. Okay, we have a lot of resources, so let's make another CC.
SCV good to go, sir.
And I think after this we can get some more factories when we have resources, but we don't right now. We still need to make units here. And I think my army is pretty nice. I will hotkey this army and move it a bit.
Job's finished. I read
Your forces are under attack.
1, 2, and 3. Okay, there's a little attack. That's fine. We make more
Forces
units.
are under attack.
orders received. I read you.
And we have resources, so we made factory. Yeah, it's a good job, I have to say. But it's okay, we are killing a base.
SCV good to go, sir.
Not enough minerals. Your forces are under attack.
Goliath online.
Identify target. Ready to roll out.
Okay, we have some units here. Let's try to
Your
defend
forces
this.
are under attack.
Make more units, never stop making units. this CC is done, we can fly to the expansion. This doesn't matter so much. He's killing a bit, it's fine.
Under attack.
But always keep your macro up.
Insufficient rescuing gas.
Goliath online.
Oh wow. I think I ran into mass siege tanks.
Your forces are under
Well, that's a
attack.
bit of a problem now.
Channel open.
Ready to roll
Goliath
out.
online.
Ah, I guess he has too much.
Your forces are under attack.
Reporting for duty.
Channel open.
Identify target.
Online. Confirmed.
Your forces are under attack.
Goliath online.
Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, well, sometimes it doesn't work, of course. Sometimes it doesn't work. I mean, what was he? What he was 1.5k or so, right? Matt Hoon, let's see. I mean, I think my MMR is a bit too high. Yeah, I'm over 1.5k. I mean, I want to make the video for lower ranked players who are like 1.2k and they want to go to 1.5k. Of course, over 1.5k it gets a bit harder, so it doesn't always work. You still have over 50% win rate with that, but yeah, of course not every game. Okay, he was like slightly below 1.5k. Man, I really wanted Zerg. We had like 15 games without the Zerg. Really annoys me, to be honest. Okay, what do you guys have to see? This drop is powerful indeed. Yeah. Again, guys, so of course stuff like that is good if you can do it. This drop was totally fine. I had no defense. I didn't even defend it correctly. I just A-moved into it with mass vultures or so. Of course, it's not good play, sure. But you know, there are more people who go for those drops, but they are not macroing the whole time and they are losing because of it. This guy, he dropped and he actually attacked me. And I mean, he had the expansion on the right that I didn't see. So yeah, I guess he had a good economy and he also was able to multitask with the drops. But as I said, he was almost 1.5k. People at 1.2k will never be able to do that. In those cases, he will make the drop, and as soon as the drop is defended, he has nothing because he's only focusing at the drop and he's not making units in his base. And I have like 3 control groups after the drop and he has nothing. So that definitely happens against lower rank players. But sometimes you face someone who can actually do it. So that's how it is. Sinclair, hey. The goal is to only macro. I should actually throw some games, to be honest. And maybe we'll get someone who is lower now. The goal is to have some games at around 1.4k or so to show you how easy you can win by only macroing without needing any game knowledge or so. The only 2 game knowledge things I apply is you need turrets because of DTs, Mutalisks and Cloak Race. And I go mech instead of bio because it works against every matchup, against every race. Those are the 2 game knowledge things. Oh. Okay, we actually have a Zerg now. This is important. 1.7k, okay. I will totally lose because yeah, it could be. Let's see. I will try my best, but I will not play good. I will macro. I will just macro and see if we can beat this 1.7k Zerg.
Not enough minerals.
This
Not
is
enough minerals.
way higher than what I wanted. But maybe we'll get a good game out of it anyways. And if not,
SCV good to go, sir.
I will throw some games so I drop a bit lower. It's getting annoying. Okay, so against Zerg,
SCV good to go, sir.
since, well, I already said Zerg can go Mutalist, so we actually need some anti-air. So in this case, instead of Vultures, I will go Goliaths. And I will not, I will need gas for that, so I'll not get as many tanks. So again, a little tight bit of game knowledge. You can't make Goliaths and tanks out of one base because you don't have the gas. So little bit of game knowledge there. So I will just get pure Goliaths with like very few tanks added.
Additional supply depots
And that should be a
required.
good all-around army against the Zerg player.
SCV good to go, sir. Orders, Captain.
Not enough minerals.
SCV good to go, sir.
Oh, it didn't build. Oh no. Oh no.
Good to go, sir.
Well, that's unfortunate. But it's okay.
I read you.
Okay, let's scout this guy.
SCV good to go, sir. Affirmative.
Let's get another depot.
I read
Let's
you.
make more SCVs. Let's make Marines.
Sir, roger that. Job's finished.
And now we have our gas ready, so we want to start mining. We get some more Marines, we get some more SCVs.
You want a piece of
Yes,
me,
sir.
boy?
Affirmative. SCV good to go,
Additional
sir.
supply depots required.
And I guess we need more depots as well.
Orders, Captain.
And now we actually have Marines building, SCV building, so we have additional resources that we can use for something else.
Not enough
Let's get that
minerals.
factory.
Reporting
Okay, enemies not here. Let's check the left position then.
You want a piece of me?
Still make Marines, still make SCVs.
SCV good to go, sir.
So everything in production again.
Finished. Orders,
We don't need depots, so we have extra resources that we can use for something else again. So let's do it again.
orders received.
Not enough minerals.
Ah, okay, first make this SCV and make the Marine. And now we go for that factory.
Not enough minerals.
Don't build stuff before you have stuff building in the already existing buildings, you know? Always use your existing buildings before you build new stuff.
I read
You
you.
want a piece of me, boy?
Okay, we scouted him now. Okay, we go back. So since I go back, I will get an armory now and stop making Marines.
Not enough minerals.
But I need a depot soon, so I will get one.
SCV good to go, sir.
We can use the factory anyways for some vultures while the armory is building. Just use your buildings.
SCV good to go, sir.
SCVs, vultures,
Additional supply depots required.
and we need another depot very soon. I think we actually need 2 depots at the same time now,
Orders received.
because our production with 2 factories is a bit higher,
Not enough minerals.
a bit too high to only make 1 depot at a time.
Not enough minerals.
Okay, and now our armory is done. Now we can start Goliaths.
Not enough minerals.
1
SCV good to go, sir.
and the second one. This is the most important thing, and we have a building.
Orders,
Okay, now we can do something else. Maybe this upgrade.
Not enough
Another
minerals.
SCV.
good to go, sir.
Depot? Not really. We don't need depot right now. But this factory is close to being done, so let's get another Goliath
Online.
and another Goliath.
Sir.
And another SCV.
Not enough minerals.
Online. Channel open.
Reporting for duty. Orders received.
More SCVs. I will get the machine shop now,
SCV good to go, sir.
so we can make some tanks and get the Goliath range. But here we still make a Goliath. And I think at this point we have so much resources left over after making units. We have SCVs building, we have Goliath building, we have here doing something. So now we can actually use the resources for something else, which is the command center at this point. So this is our rough build order. We get 2 factories and then command center. That's it.
Add-on complete.
And now we have it completed. We can start making Goliaths again.
Not enough minerals.
SCV good to go, sir.
Oh yeah, and I said we need turrets, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's get this
Right away,
eBay.
sir.
We still have SCVs building, we still have Goliaths building.
Additional supply depots required.
Oh, we don't have supply depots. See, that's bad. I had games where I got supply block the first time at 170 supply, but today I'm not playing as well, sadly. So I go for double now. Now, okay,
Base
never
is
mind.
online.
But we have Goliaths.
Right away, sir.
We have Goliaths.
Additional supply depots required.
Job finished. SCV good to go, sir.
Your forces are under attack.
Okay, looks like our defense is good enough. Make sure you still have units in production, SCVs
Not enough
everywhere.
minerals.
SCV good to go, sir.
Commander, go ahead.
Okay, gather your units. And now we make turrets.
Orders received. Yes, sir.
Oh, our eBay didn't finish, okay.
Good to go, sir.
We can distribute our SCVs a bit better again.
Yes, sir. Orders received.
SCVs in production,
Goliath online.
Goliaths in production,
SCV good to go.
and now we make turrets.
Roger that. I read you.
SCVs in production,
Forces are under attack.
SCV good to go, sir.
more turrets, we have resources left over.
SCV good to go.
More SCVs, more Goliaths.
Base is under attack.
Reporting for duty.
Well, my units are getting stuck very badly here.
Wait, sir. Orders received. Affirmative. SCV good to go.
Okay, so he did a lot of damage, but we are still making SCVs all the time, and that's good.
Affirmative.
We make sure we use everything we have, so our gas, we use our factories, we make SCVs
Roger that.
everywhere.
Orders, Captain.
Do we need supply depots? Yeah, soon. So we built that. And now let's actually gather our units and go for a little attack.
SCV good to go, sir. SCV good to go, sir.
SCVs in production,
Reporting for duty.
Goliaths in production, and we still have resources, so... Oh, he's coming again.
Your forces are under attack.
But we have resources, we make the factory now. And we are attacking. Okay, we rebuild this turret. We make more SCVs, we distribute them a bit. And we make more units. Don't forget to make units, and now focus on the army. Only after making units everywhere. Only then we focus on the army. So let's attack this now. Just a move. A move will be totally fine. And now we make units
Forces
again.
are under attack.
We have resources after making units. Let's get another factory.
SCV good to go, sir.
Bam.
Wait, sir.
And we might need another gas soon. How's it going? Ah, pretty okay, I guess. And we make more units. Oh, we can actually get some tanks at this point.
Your forces are under attack. Insufficient Vespine gas.
We have another factory finished. Very good. More SCVs.
Yes, sir.
Goliath online.
Job finished.
Every factory is producing. I get the siege mode now.
I read
We have a lot of minerals. I will get another CC now, I think.
Not
Oh,
enough
and we have to
minerals.
use this gas.
Bring it on.
And make more units,
Not
as
enough
always.
minerals.
Reporting for duty. SCV good
Okay,
to go,
since
sir.
I want to get some more tanks now,
Goliath
I will
online.
get some vultures as well.
I read you.
Because you can't have unlimited gas, of course.
Roll out.
Do we need a depot? Yeah, I guess with 4 factory production we might need a depot very soon, so let's build it. And make sure you have units in production.
Not enough minerals. Insufficient Vespene.
Oh, he's coming again.
Base is under attack. Not enough minerals. Insufficient Vespene gas.
Online. Channel open.
Research complete.
Acknowledged HQ.
Okay, another depot.
Ready to roll out.
Every factory is producing, every CC is producing. Do we have resources left over? Yeah, we have some,
Online.
Yes, I will get another
Affirmative.
factory. And another depot. We have still SCVs making everywhere.
Reporting for
Do we have units making in the front? In the factories. Here we have a unit, here we have a unit, here we have a unit, and here we have a unit. Wonderful.
Not enough minerals.
SCVs. This command center is done. I fly to an expansion. Let's take this one.
Unacceptable landing zone.
Systems function.
Our units run away, that's fine.
SCV good to go, sir. Can't build there.
SCVs are in production. Factories.
Not enough minerals.
Yeah, are all in production. This one needs some units soon. There we go. And now we can send. Ah, he's coming again.
Base is under attack.
Pretty annoying. This guy with his Nautilus.
Job finished.
Okay, let's secure this expansion with the turrets as well. And make SCVs.
Your forces are under attack.
Don't forget to make units. Oh, he's actually coming with everything now. Okay, let's A-move our army, shall we? A-move, let's go. Make units.
Forces are under attack.
Make more SCVs. Make more units in your factories. Don't stop at this point. Don't look at the fight and stop making units. Spend your minerals, make additional factories, and we still win it. Because we have so much, we don't need to look at the fight. So now we can get our turrets, I guess.
Destination.
Okay, I regroup my army now. I have
Go, sir.
2 control groups.
Target.
Goliath online.
Reporting for duty.
Make units everywhere. And make SCVs. Make SCVs.
Not enough minerals.
Spend your additional resources. And now we can A-move. Let's A-move somewhere. Let's just A-move to his natural.
I read you.
I have no scouting, so I just A-move to his natural. Oh, okay, well I meet him in the middle. But now I A-move to the natural. Okay, he's actually attacking us.
Your forces are under attack.
Well, he's very annoying.
Orders, Captain.
But make units, don't stop
Forces
making
are
units.
under attack.
Just make
Insufficient
units.
Vespene gas.
See, this is an easy fight.
SCV good to go, sir. Affirmative.
Make more units, make more units, make more units, make more CVs. Spend your resources. We need depots, build your depots.
Orders, Captain. SCV good to go, sir.
Oh, I have another group of units here, let's use that. And A-move everything into natural and keep making units.
Depots required.
Right away, sir.
We need depots, we need to spend our resources. We need to make units in our factories.
Not enough
Everything is
minerals.
going well. We can make more CVs. More CVs, we can use this gas.
Job finished. All right, bring it on.
Okay, everything is going well. We can get this passive upgrade.
Bring it on. SCV good to go, sir.
Let's look at the fight.
Good to go, sir.
Oh, okay, we did some damage, I guess, but in the end he barely defended it. It's fine. We make more units.
Bring it on.
Our unit production is very good because we are macroing. We have a lot of SCVs, we have a lot of factories, but we still spend every single resource we can. And we have another army ready.
Forces are under attack.
We have another army because we are making units during the fights. More SCVs, more units in our
Not enough
factories.
Not enough minerals.
SCV good to go, sir. Ready to roll out.
The thing is, I'm not sieging. Maybe I should siege at some point.
Upgrade complete. Your forces are under attack.
Oops.
Yes, sir. Reporting for duty.
Upgrade complete.
Looks like he's barely breaking us. Oh no. Not quite, not quite.
Orders received.
We got it.
Yes, sir.
We're still making units everywhere.
Add-on complete.
Job finished. I read you.
Looks good, looks good.
Good to go, sir.
Do we need depots? No, we don't.
I read you. Right away, sir.
Do we have units building everywhere?
SCV good to go.
Well, now we do, for sure, for the next
Reporting for duty.
30 seconds. And we have a CC ready, and we have resources, so let's get another CC. And we maybe want to get some more turrets again, because he could go mutalist again.
SCV good to go, sir.
So let's get those.
Navcom locked.
Okay, I'll regroup my army again.
Target.
1
Comlink online.
and 2.
Yes, sir. Ready to roll out. Orders, sir.
And more units, more units, more units.
Job finished. Job reporting for duty.
More SCVs. Oh, we have so many SCVs.
Reporting for duty.
Oh, actually, I just realized I just sent a command center to this expansion.
SCV good to go, sir.
Okay, make more units, all the time, all the time.
Yes, sir.
Your forces are under
SCVs.
attack.
Identify target. Orders, sir. Identify target.
And now we can use this expansion.
SCV good to go, sir. Affirmative.
And we still make units all the time. All the time.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
I read you. Orders received.
We have so many CVs, so nice. So nice.
Yes, sir.
Every new expansion we get has full mining.
Job finished.
We need depots very soon,
For duty.
so let's get them.
Orders received.
Ah, come on. Okay, let's go for another attack, shall we? This time I will also siege my tanks, okay? Little micro, a little bit of micro.
Destination. Identify target. Destination. Move it.
But before we focus on the army, we make more units. And we spend our resources. And we make more depots. And more SCVs everywhere. We get some turrets here.
Job finished.
Bam, everything in production. Wonderful.
Roger that.
Now we can focus on our army again. 1, 2, 3.
SCV good to go, sir.
And more units.
Good to go, sir. SCV good to go, sir.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Job finished. Ready
Not
to
enough
roll out.
minerals.
SCV good to go, sir. Destination. Good to go, sir.
Okay, well, lurkers are a big problem. Well, that's unfortunate, I have to say.
Identify target. Orders.
That's okay, let's siege our tanks. Keep making units, just keep making units.
Insufficient
Yeah, I should,
Vespine
maybe I should get the
gas.
vessel at some point, right?
Ready to roll out.
Yeah, I guess I should get the vessel.
forces are under attack.
Reporting for duty. I read you. Identify target.
Base is under attack.
Delighted to, sir. Move it. Orders,
Oh look, we killed him.
delighted to, sir. Move it.
Your forces are under attack.
Proceeding. Yes, sir. Destination. Proceeding. Orders, sir.
Your forces are under attack.
Comlink online.
Yes, sir. Move it.
Okay, we still make units. Make units, make units, make units.
Insufficient Vespene
If you have no gas, make vultures.
I read you. Orders received.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Affirmative.
We lost to base, but it's fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Your forces are under attack.
Bring it on.
What's going on here? This ready point is broken. Okay, we need this building. This one. And I think we need this one. We have no gas, so we make mass vultures here. Mass vultures.
Minerals.
And looks like he barely defended our attack.
Destination.
Let's go for another one then.
All right. Identify target. Move it.
Okay, 1,
I read you, sir. Destination.
2, 1, 2.
Orders, sir.
Ha, look at this. Funny.
Add-on complete.
Okay, more units.
Insufficient Vespene
Ready to
minerals.
roll out. Absolutely. All right. Bring it on. Destination. I read you. Orders received.
We can use this command center instead of building a new one. Our Goliath is still active. Hero Goliath, 7 kills. Okay, let's see. Maybe as an expansion down here.
Your forces are under attack.
Will be fun.
Not enough minerals.
Oh, let's look at this.
Identify target.
Looks like he has a lurker there. It's
Your
fine.
forces are under
We have no
attack.
vessel yet. Sadly.
Goliath online.
All right. Bring it on.
Oh, did he just use all his lurkers here?
Identify target.
Confirmed. Now com locked. Target designated.
Okay, more units, more units. We need this vessel. More units, more units.
Orders
And where's my CC even? There, okay.
Comlink online.
All right.
And this one looks it's safe as well. Let's send some SCVs here.
All right. Bring it on.
Let's send some units here.
Sir. Proceed.
Your forces are under attack.
1.
Identify
We
target.
don't need those sieged anymore.
Orders, sir. Identify target.
1 and 2.
Bring it
2
on.
control groups. We make some turrets against the lurkers. We get our gas again.
Reporting for field there. Yes, sir.
We could siege some tanks as defense here, I guess.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
I will move into the main again.
Your forces are under attack.
And more units everywhere. We have no more gas, that's definitely sad. But we have another
Your
base.
forces are under attack.
Reporting for duty.
Okay, we have this gas now. We have this base coming up. We can secure this with turrets. We can... I guess we could move our rally point a bit more to the middle, so it's in the middle of our expansions. I will do that.
All right. Bring it on. Yes, sir.
Okay,
TV good to go, sir.
now we finally have a vessel.
Reporting for duty. Orders received.
Your forces are under attack.
Orders, Captain. All right. Bring it on.
Okay, let's group our units. 1,
Bring it on.
Systems functional.
2, 1, 2.
Receiving headquarters. SCV good to go, sir.
Insufficient Vespene gas.
Receiving headquarters. SCV good to go, sir. Greetings, bring it on. Greetings, Commander.
Mass vessels. Oh, he's coming.
I read you,
Base
sir.
is under attack.
Something on your mind? SCV good to go,
Well,
sir.
not really.
All right, bring it on. Captain, I can't build there. All right, let's bring it on. Ready to roll out. Report for duty.
Oh well.
Forces are under attack. Insufficient Vespene gas.
I really have no gas.
We have you on visual.
Acknowledged, HQ.
Base is under attack.
All right, bring it on.
Yeah, we'll probably lose this fight.
Goliath online.
We need some more tanks, I think.
Base
Oh, we actually won the fight. Wow. That's good.
All right, bring it on.
Looks pretty decent, right? Let's make more units.
Your forces are under attack.
We still have so much resources. Let's get some more turrets, more command centers, whatever. Let's get everything. Let's just spend our minerals. Oh, let's actually repair this one.
Your forces are under attack.
He actually has these things now.
Affirmative, sir.
Okay, let's regroup.
Receiving headquarters.
1
Orders.
and 2.
Identify
1 and 2, A move again. And more stuff. And another vessel maybe. Oh, we have more units here, I guess.
moving. Receiving headquarters.
We have 3 control groups again. A moves this again.
Reporting for
We can make another CC.
all right.
We can make more turrets. Just spend your minerals.
Your forces are under attack. Not enough minerals.
Of course, the highest priority is always having units building in your factories. And I think now, I guess the game is over, right? We have this building, we have those things building everywhere. Money is spent. Perfect. Look at this, how beautiful this is. Our CC is done here. We can fly one in the top left maybe, or in the bottom where we just killed this expansion. 1, 2, 3. We have a 4th control group now. 4. And this one is number
Channel open.
5.
Online.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We have you on visual.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I can't attack under Dark Swarm, obviously.
Under attack.
Oh, yes, an expansion here. Let's A-move that. Way, here we go.
Your forces are under
Siege. 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 And more units, more units, more units, more units, more units.
attack. Your forces are under attack.
Spend minerals.
Yes, sir.
Where is my command center? Ah, yeah. Perfect. We can land
Your
this.
forces are under
We can
attack.
send SCVs there. We can make the gas. We can send more SCVs. We can actually also use this army. It doesn't need to defend the empty base anymore.
Forces are under attack.
And more units. So are we winning this? Not quite. Almost. Okay, let's
Your
regroup.
forces are under attack.
1,
Orders, sir.
2.
Sir. Identify target.
Okay, 1 and 2. And 3. 1, 2, 3. And making more units.
Your forces are under attack.
1, 1, 2, 3. And more units, more units, more units.
Not enough minerals.
Siege the tanks. And more
Forces
units.
are under attack. Insufficient Vespine gas. Not enough minerals.
This base is going well. I have another CC here. Guess I can send that here again. And it looks like we actually are winning this fight. Look easy. And more units.
Insufficient Vespine gas. Not enough minerals.
Okay, this expansion is done. 1, 2, 3. Regroup 1. Fill up all the groups. 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And A move it somewhere. Okay, so where's the CC? I can use this one as well. Another vessel. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if he has a base here.
Your forces are under attack.
Oh, he does. Okay, let's siege our tanks then.
Base is under attack.
And make more units. Don't forget to make units.
Not enough minerals.
Ah, this is outmined anyways.
Base is under attack.
Goliath online.
We have you on report for duty. Right away, sir.
What's he even doing? 1, 2, 3. This one is my 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is he still camping in the main base? We are spending our resources. At this point in the late game, it's not a mistake to queue up units. You can just queue up units. Just spend all of your
Not enough
minerals.
minerals.
Oh, see, here we have another base. Let's A move this. We are max,
Forces
by the
are
way.
under attack.
I have now 6 control groups of units. 6 control groups.
Your forces are under attack.
He's still camping, it looks like. Let's siege our tanks. Well, I guess at this point it's okay if I micro a bit.
Forces are under attack.
I kill this Defiler so he can't make another Dark Swarm. And I think that should be it. Okay, so I think this was a good game. I think this really shows it was a 1.7k Zerg. Remember, 1.7k. Thanks for the cheer again, anonymous cheerer. Yeah, so you can see the APM. I did this with 87 APM. I win against the 1.7k Zerg with just macro, nothing else, no scans. I don't know, no scouting. I just A-moved into the natural every time. I didn't even know if he has other bases or whatever. I didn't see what he was doing. I was just making my stuff, you know? And I lost a lot of units and SCVs and got harassed and everything happening. So many things happened which are bad to me. But I was macroing the whole time. I was just making more. I will watch the replay now. Quick look at the chat. Looks like you guys are enjoying it. Nice. So let's take a look at the replay. This should really perfectly outline why this macro thing is so important. I mean, he attacked me with like 15 lurkers and I had no detection. Just turrets. I just A-moved across lurkers to kill his expansions. I just had so much more units that it doesn't matter. I just can roll over him anyways. It's so funny. And also the Mutalist Terran, he killed so many CVs. But the SCV production, if you just make SCVs all the time, it's so much better than the opponents he's usually playing against. In other games, when he's killing so many SCVs, he's probably won the game. But not against us. If we just make SCVs non-stop, we don't care if he kills 10 SCVs. It does not matter, we have so much more. Well, of course I have to say, I'm always exaggerating a bit. So to just make that clear. Of course it matters that you're losing SCVs. But what I'm saying is, you shouldn't panic in those moments. You should still focus on your macro. You should still make more SCVs, make more units. Don't panic and focus on this Mutalist Terran so much. Like, drop everything, don't make SCVs, don't make units anymore, do nothing anymore, just make turrets or so. That's bad. You still have to macro, even in those moments. And then the losses will not be as bad. That's what I'm saying, to be serious here. Okay, so let's see. Also, you can see the unit mix I'm making. I have like 3 vultures that I'm not using for harassment. I have some Goliaths, and now the Mutalist harassment's already coming in. 1 kill, 2 kills, 3 kills. So he has 3 kills right now. 3 SCVs are dead. 4, 1 or 2 Goliaths here. Well, he's losing the Mutalist, sure. He did some damage, okay? But he lost some Mutalist. So this was, I guess, a fine trade. Yeah, and I mean, he has a Mutalist and we don't even have turrets. But because I chose a build that is fine against everything, which is just Goliaths and some tanks, we are fine. So, for a TVZ, this doesn't look really good, okay? Look, the worker count is almost the same, which is not good for a Terran. The Terran should be ahead more. The supply is also very close. So at this point, I think I'm not in a good position. But let's look at what he's doing. Look at his minerals. Why does he have 500? He's not supply blocked. He has 500, 500, but he's not making anything. He has 1 larva here. He has 3 larva here. And then he has no larva here. So why is he not using his larva at this moment? Why? There's no reason. Instead, he's flying his Mutalists around. He's like regrouping his Mutalists. So he's so focused on this Mutalist harassment that he forgets the space. So, for example, He could make 5 more Mutalisks now, but he's not. And when he actually goes back to make those Mutalisks, then he doesn't have lava to spend all of the minerals, because by then he has like 800, you know? Yeah, let's see how this develops. So again, he chooses to fly in with the Mutalisks despite having 500 minerals. And he has lava. He has lava here, 1 lava here, 1 lava here. Okay, only 3 lava, I guess it's still fine. But he still has too much minerals. Then he should get another hatchery or whatever. He should spend his minerals, in my opinion. We lost a lot, but we also had good SCV production all the time, so we are still fine. We just A-move this one. I don't micro this, I just A-move it. And I make more units in my main base. I spend my minerals, you can see. During this, I build more factories. I spend all of the minerals. And this attack, I don't know, I guess it was fine. I killed like some Hydras, some Mutalisks, I guess, and yeah. So since we are making SCVs all the time, we are still at a very healthy economy despite losing so many. And our production is good, everything is going well. We have our 3rd command center building because I spent minerals while attacking. And now here's another Mutalist attack. Not really a lot going on here. Because also these turrets, I built them when I had the minerals. And I did not focus only on this attack and totally forgot about the turrets, because if I did that, those Mutalisks would kill a lot of SCVs again. Because when this attack was over, if I start the turrets then, his Mutalisks will be here before the turrets are done. I started these turrets before the attack or during the attack, one of those, I don't remember. But because I spent them when I had the money, they are ready now and those Mutalisks can't do anything. And again, you see, again he's using his Mutalist to harass while having, he even had more, he had like 900, he just spent some. And 1100 gas. Look how many minerals he has just because he's focusing on the Mutalist harass. This is a mistake that you should not do. He's 1.7k actually. This is a mistake you should not do even way before that. I'm surprised he's that high with those mistakes. So this is a very important stuff. Don't attack, don't make movements, make attacks with your army before having your minerals spent and having all your production facilities building, all of those stuff. All your lava spent as Zerg, for example. Before you do something with your army, you should always think about all of those things in your base first, in your macro. And once you have that all going well, everything is producing, you don't need supply, you have everything building, your money is spent, then you go for your attack, then you go for your army movement. Because then, while the attack is going on, you have stuff building all the time. Okay, let's see. So here, since I have this command center, I clear out some of the nearest expansions, but I chose this one for some reason. Yeah, because it has the gas, I think. Again, he is so heavy on gas because he's focusing on his harassment again. Look at this. I don't want to repeat myself here, but it's very obvious. It's very obvious what he's doing. He's like, oh no, I need to kill that 3rd base, and he's only focusing on that. If he macroed during his Mutalist attack, his army would be double the size now and he would kill me. Because he probably has a proper build order, because he's a bit better than those 1.5k that I'm going for right now. But yeah, because he's not macroing, he's actually losing to a lesser player. Look, he has Larva here. He has Larva here. He has Larva here. This is bad. And he has so much minerals, he could just get 2 more hatcheries, for example. He could start his lurker aspect. He could do so much things now, and after this attack, completely doesn't matter if it works or not, if he, how much damage he's doing, doesn't matter. After that, he will be in such a better shape if he just macros and uses his minerals and so on. Yeah, I don't even use my siege mode against Hydras here, by the way. Okay, we are spending our minerals all the time very nicely. We have a big army. We took so much damage, we let him expand the whole map for free basically. But look at the supply, I just have so many more units. He's again focusing on these little army movements again and again. He's doing stuff with his army while not microing at home. 2 larva. Okay, only 1 larva here. 3 larva. And 1 larva. And 3 larva. He has I don't know, I didn't count. 9 larva or so right now. He could really easily spend most of these resources, get these expansion going, get the gas, secure it with the Nidus or Sunkens, whatever. But no, he's choosing to focus on this little attack. But there's no way that he can kill me here. So this attack is so irrelevant in the big picture of the game, because there's no way he can kill me. He knows I have way more units. So why is he focusing on this when he could get himself in a way better position for the rest of the game? See? That's what I want you to think about. Those little attacks especially are not important. Maybe your big army move out with 200 supply and so on. Yeah, okay, I can see that's a bit more important. But those little attacks, they don't matter if you don't macro. If you don't macro, you do so much more damage to yourself. Look at the supply. And again, I just A move, I don't even siege. Look, I'm not even using my siege tanks. I'm just A moving. And because I'm just A moving, he's barely defending this attack. Pretty funny actually. Okay, after this fight, bam, we have another army. Bam, we have units building in most of our factories. We have a lot, like we are doubling his work account. It's very good, it's very good. Well, meanwhile, his expansion that he has for 3 minutes is still not mining at all. See, this thing here, if he had this mining for the last 3 minutes, this would change the game so much. This expansion is so much more important than the little micro things you could do in a fight. You can change the outcome of a fight slightly by macroing a bit, but only slightly. It's not like he has 10 Hydras, and those 10 Hydras kill only 3 units, but if you micro them, they kill 20 units. It's not like that. Maybe you kill 2 more units with 10 Hydras if you micro them, or 3 more, wow. But this base is not mining the whole time. This could give you another 20 Hydras, you know? So this is way more important for the whole game compared to focusing on these little attacks all the time. You could do the attacks, but don't only focus at that and like forget everything else. This was a stupid move by me, by the way, to build this command center in the way, so all the units get here, around here, and in between here one by one, and the Hydras have an easy time. So this is actually a pretty bad fight for me. So most of you units having trouble to even get into the base. And you know, he almost takes maybe the base out. Yeah, not really. Maybe he killed some more SCVs, but he has 2k gas. So we lost some SCVs again, but we still have so much more because we are making SCVs. We are making SCVs. We are making SCVs. And we are making units all the time. We are spending our resources. Oh, he finally spent his minerals at least. Look, he's on how many? He's on 5 bases now. Okay, I think. Yeah. So I will admit, in this game, I should get my vessel earlier. Yes, that's just like the the little game, late game knowledge that you need for playing Terran. Vessels detect, and lurkers are invisible when buried. Is important information if you want to play Terran as your main race, you know? So, yes, I should have gotten a vessel earlier, because lurkers should... They often can come a lot earlier as well, but I mean, you could see it even without vessel. It was fine because I just had so much more units. Look, he has lurkers and Dark Swarm against no vessel. So he killed that base. He actually killed both of my CCs, I guess. Well, that was not the best attack. And I just A-move over this lurker. This lurker killed 7 units, 7 expensive mech units here. Look at this lurker. Isn't this funny? Dark Swarm. This lurker did so much damage to my army, but it does not matter because my army is just so much bigger. And this hero Goliath was here the whole time. Well, so he killed his base. Okay, fine. But look at him, he's at 40 supply with over 2k gas and over 1k minerals. Again, he was probably focusing on this attack and maybe the defense here, and he totally forgot to macro. And maybe to rebuild his tech. Ah, you see, he just started now. He could have started it like 3 minutes ago. When I actually broke into his main, when I ran through this choke here, then he could already start his lair and his spire and his spawning pool and everything. But no, he just focuses on his units and only does all the building and macro related things after all the attention is away from the fight. And that's not good. You should do it before or during. Okay. And we have another nice army. By the way, I'm on 1 base right now. On 1 base. These are 2 all mined out. And he's still on, well, yeah, let's call it 2.5 bases. And I'm on 1 mineral only. But this lurker was funny, 16 kills. And here again, we just have so many units, we can just run over the lurkers, we don't care. Here, I have to admit, I'm sorry, I microed a little bit. I moved the unit from here to here because of the lurkers. So yes, I microed a little bit. But now I didn't micro this anymore. Look, now everything just dies. But what I did in those moments is making this army. I could have microed this and maybe even kill this expansion with running around here, going behind the minerals, going here and put all my attention to it. I maybe could have killed this even and not let my army die against 2 lurkers. It could be possible. But then I don't have this army, this vessel. I don't have all of it for maybe killing 2 lurkers and a bit of drones before he then maybe offends it. Oh, this lurker! I'm donating more kills to the lurker. Hero lurker still alive. I mean, he has 23 kills, but the damage he did to all of the other units is insane. I just aim move again. The tanks are not sieged, attacking the gas here, while the vultures are fighting the sunken colonies. Perfect job. But we have another army. Yeah, okay, I guess the most interesting stuff of this game was what I already said. When he was microing his mutas and so on, like this mid game. I think now after breaking his into his main ones and killing his natural and so on, I don't know, for some reason he didn't spend his minerals and he didn't use the expansions all the time, so now he basically has nothing anymore. But now I guess the game is not really important anymore. The game is over anyways. And now I finally have that vessel. Finally the vessel is here. Thanks for the follow. And I really did not expect this fight to be won, because I have mass vultures and they were all attacking this sunken, and he has 2 lurkers. Lurkers are very good against vultures. But I actually did win the attack. Yeah, and I think with that, you know, if I focused on this whole fighting the whole time, I would not have mind with this expansion in the meantime. I would not get this expansion. I would not get an additional army, and maybe he can actually come back with some Dark Swarm and Lurkers and so on. If he holds this expansion so on somehow, but in this case he didn't, so it doesn't matter. Well, okay, I guess technically he did hold it, but not really. And I have another army. You see how I'm producing almost maxed out armies with only 2 bases. 1 mineral only and 1 gas expansion. That's the only base I have, but I'm really going to max supply almost. Yes, sure, I go like a lot of vultures, which cost no gas and are cheap. But better than nothing, right? If you don't have the gas or so, don't sit with like 3k overmints and no gas. Just make vultures. Vultures can kill stuff as well if you have 30 of them, you know? Yeah. So here again, I just have so many units that I don't care about the lurkers. 6 and 10 kills. The average kill count of a lurker in this game is super high. So yeah, I will just fast forward to the end here. And I'm max again. Nice. Okay, so again, I want to make clear that I'm very focused on the APM. On the APM. I'm very focused on the macro here, and I'm saying it's so much important. You don't care about anything else. And yes, I'm exaggerating in some cases, but it's still so much more important than what most, like 95% of new players actually think. They think, yeah, okay, of course, yes, it's important, I understand. But I also need like a build order, and I need to micro, and I need to know how to drop and so on. No, macro is actually more important than you think, you know? For example, I could get Irradiate. Like, I had like 5 vessels in the end with max energy, you know? Irradiate, of course, one of the best spells in late game against Zerg. I can irradiate all the defilers and so on. I could do all those things. And then I would go to B level, like B rank or so. But what I want to do here, what I want you to know is, if you're still a player below 1.5k, if you're still at around 1.3 or whatever, once you get to those stages, like the very late game and so on, that's, in my opinion, already bad, because it should not even get to that at this level. If you macro very well and have, as I said, the little amounts of game knowledge, like you need turrets, you need maybe some more Goliaths against Zerg, and you should not get bio and mech at the same time, those little things, and good macro, you will probably win like at least 80% of your games, you know? I'm not saying you will win every single game in the world. Of course, that's not true. But you will win most of your games at your level. And if you have a cheeser, you know? Let's say he went for, in this last game, he went for 9 pull speed and comes in with, I don't know, 12 Zerglings, when I have 4 Marines and the Vulture, and he surrounds them and kills me. The best reaction to that, if you lose a game like that, is not to go on some forums or ask some people, hey, can you tell me how to exactly defend against this attack and so on. Of course, you can like do a little question and maybe learn how to wall, sure. But don't put too much effort into that, because that's just one single game of your 100 ladder games that you will do in your season. And this specific situation comes up again is a lot rarer than you think. Like, you're just having 1/3 of your games against Zerg, or even less. I guess most people are Protoss anyways, and then you have a small percentage of those remaining 30% Zerg games, a smaller percentage even, you have against those Speedling cheeses. And if you lose to one of those things, that happen maybe 5 to 10% of your games maximum, you just leave the game and you play the next one and you will win it because of your macro. In the long run, you will massively improve your game and your ladder rating if you just focus on practicing your macro and not focus on defending against this cheese and then defending against this cheese and then defending against this cheese, because that's all knowledge that you learn that's only applicable in a small percentage of the game. But macro is important in every single game of StarCraft that you play, with every single race and every single matchup. Focusing on practicing your macro helps you be a better player overall. Focusing on specific build orders, specific drop plays, specific cheeses will help you in 5% of your games. And it will take so much more effort to learn against all the cheeses and so on. So just focus on your macro and be a better player overall. Lose those 10 games where you get cheesed, 10% games where you get cheesed. Don't care about them and win the rest of the 90% with macro. And that's how you get higher in ladder. And once you are at a certain point that you are confident with your macro and you are at that 1.6k MMR or so, then you can start to focus on more, maybe more detailed build orders. More micro things, more specific upgrades, whatever. Those things, you know, those advanced things. Don't focus on them too early. Get to 1.5k with macro and then focus on them, not earlier. Thanks for all the follows, guys. I appreciate it. One more thing I wanted to say. Yeah, I wanted to talk about build orders. Asriel actually, Asriel is just in the chat right now. He actually gave the starting point for this topic. So I would not talk about build orders, okay? So when good players play, like pro gamers for example, when pro gamers play, it's not like they have a build order, they write down a build order or so, and then practice it and play it. That's not how it works. A build order is only a result of something else. It's not a starting point. A pro gamer will approach the game like how would I explain it now? He will have a certain goal. For example, he's preparing for a certain player. He's playing against a certain player and he knows, oh, that player is always doing this specific strategy and I want to be able to punish that. I want to hit him before he has his 2-1 timing out or so, whatever, right? You have some specific goal in mind that you want to accomplish. You analyze your opponent and then you see where his weakest point is in his play, and then you try to punish that. So you have a certain goal. For example, you want to have I had this example in a PvP a few months ago. You want to have the biggest goon count possible at a certain timing, because you know a few seconds later he will have his Reaver and his expansion and he will be safe and you will be behind. Your goal is to hit him right before his Reaver comes out with the biggest goon count that you can. So that's your goal. And then you go into a game. It can be against a computer, doesn't matter. and you play, or against a practice partner, whatever, and you play a lot of games where you build things in one order, then you play like 3 games of that, then you play them in a slightly different order. You add your pylons, gateways, whatever in a slightly different order. You play again, and at every replay, you watch the replay and you see how many goons you have at the timing that you want to hit. And once you have the replay with the most goons at the timing you want to hit, then you go through that replay once again and you write down what specific order of things you did in that game, because that got the best result out of your practice, out of your preparing. This game got the best result, so you write down what you did in that specific game, and that's your build order. That's how a build order gets created. So a build order is always the result of being a good player and trying to get as many units out as possible, or do as specific things, get a job as soon as possible to a certain position or whatever. So you want to be a good player, have a goal, try to, like, don't cut your probes or so. Of course, I know some pro gamers cut probes for certain things, but that's like really high level stuff. But in general, you want to have the best macro possible, and then you write down what order you did to achieve that certain timing or so, and that's your build order. So that's one way you could do it. So it's really not that the build order is there first and then the pros play after that. Is they play well and then they write down what they did while playing well. So playing well is the first part and not the build order. So since StarCraft is a very old game and people have already tried out a lot of different orders of buildings, build orders, of course there are there's some knowledge that certain build orders are better, certain build orders are worse. So obviously you don't need to go into all of that effort or through all of that effort to analyze everything and so on, because people before you did that already who are way better than you probably. So yes, you can get a build order. But what I want you to focus on, or what I want you to not focus on, is, let's see, never mind, I can just explain it. So if you go to Liquipedia or so, and you check a build order, you have these little supply numbers, you know? And sometimes you even have times. You have the certain timings in the build order. All of those things. Okay? Supply numbers, timings. Really ignore them. In a game of StarCraft, there are 2 players and things can happen. You scout, you lose your scouting probe. Your supply is now 1 less than it could have been if you saved your scouting probe or scouting SCV, like that pro gamer you copy your build order from. You know, he saves the scouting SCV, you don't. You now have 1 supply less, for example. That's a little detail. So the build order doesn't work as it's written down anymore. It's like slightly adapted, you know? Everything is 1 supply less, for example. But there could also be some harassment. Maybe a Zerg player goes for links and he is at your ramp. There's no danger because you have a wall and everything is safe, but you panic a bit and you don't build your SCV for 10 seconds. Yeah, then everything is delayed in your build order and all the timings in those build orders don't work anymore. And there are thousands of those things that can happen. So focusing on very specific numbers, supply numbers, times, seconds, minutes, those are not important. A build order is exactly what the name implies. It's an order of things to build, and it doesn't really matter at what supply and what timing if you're not at least 1.5k. So take a build order, get a rough idea on what order the things are. For example, in my opinion, in my games, what I did is I just got 2 factories. I got then the command center, I then added more factories. So that was my rough build order. Like barracks, gas, factory, CC, more factories. Notice I don't even mention supply depots, because supply depots, you always need them. Why would I put them in the build order if I know I need to make a supply depot before I'm getting supply blocked? If that's naturally in your head, you don't need it written down in the build order. It's just something that you should always have, you know? This changes a bit if you're on very high level and you want to cut some SCVs to reach a certain, or to get an additional tank out, because then it's perfectly with your supply, it's aligned and so on, and you can't spend an additional 100 for the next supply depot because you need that tank out as a certain timing and so on. Those things can all happen, but that's only at the very high level. You don't need to care about that if you're not even 1.5k yet. Just take the build order as a rough order of buildings, as a rough guideline, and that's fine. And then just macro well, and it will all fall in place, and you will just have more units than your opponent. Okay. My goal is to kill my opponents in 5 minutes. Yeah, so that's basically it. So I think now we have games against every matchup, and I'm not like super happy about the games. Some games were less optimal, some games were better. But overall, I think the games showed that just macroing can really defeat players at even higher than 1.5k. And if you add those little bits of game knowledge that you can really get by checking the Team Liquid forums for 10 minutes, then sure, your game will be even better than what I showed you. I showed you intentionally bad play in everything else except macro. I only macroed, and of course with a little bit of effort you can get some additional bonus skill by having some, maybe I don't know, a bit of micro for example. So that's easy, but don't put too much effort in like very detailed build orders, very specific harassment plays and so, because they will probably hurt you more, because it takes attention away from your macro, and they take so much effort to really practice, and they give you such a little reward, because maybe you do some damage but you're not making SCVs, so in the end the reward is just very small and you put in a lot of effort, so that's not worth it. Sure, like spend some minutes on getting some game knowledge if you are a completely new player, but if you have a little bit of game knowledge already, like a very little bit, then focus on macro. That's the best, like most efficient way to improve your game as a StarCraft player. Okay, so yeah, we even got supply blocked sometimes, that's true. Yeah, last time I played, when I played against those two Protoss, for example, I had one game where I got supply blocked the first time at 170 supply. That was insane. Sadly, I didn't manage to do that in this game because it was a bit more stressful because of the Mutalisk and so on, and the Hydra push at my third base and so on. But overall, I think it was still fine. So the macro was far from perfect, but it was still enough to beat the 1.7 Zerg player, 1.7k Zergs player. I should really remove this command. It's actually not up to date anymore. Okay. So guys, I have to work again tomorrow, so I will stop the stream now. This was just a spontaneous stream during the week for Terran, and I will start editing the video. I will see if the games I have now are enough to produce a good video. If not, I will do another Terran stream and try to get 1 or 2 better games. And if I think it's enough, then I will switch back to Protoss and get to that A rank again. So we'll see. We'll see what happens next weekend. But I'm also not sure how long I need to edit the video. So maybe I need a bit more time because I have a lot of time working and so on. I don't get to editing the video. So maybe only in 2 weeks I notice, okay, the video is now done, but I just need a better game for one matchup, and then I play Terran again. But we'll see. So yeah, probably not this weekend, maybe this weekend, but maybe the weekend after that I will play Protoss again. And of course, also, I want to mention I'm still playing Protoss every Sunday because I'm playing Clan Wars, okay? I'm also playing another, not Clan War, but Nation War, Germany against Bolivia, tomorrow. I will actually stream my games with a 5-minute delay, of course, so there will be no chat interaction, so that my opponent cannot like stream snipe me. So tomorrow at 9 p.m. CET, or 5 minutes after 9 p.m. CET, there will be a Nation War game of myself against Bolivia's Dark. And every Sunday you can see me playing Protoss in Clan Wars. And one last thing I want to mention, definitely go to my YouTube channel. It is now in the chat. I want to show it very quickly. So if you go to my YouTube channel here, which is this one, you can see that I upload all the replays here. So if you have never seen this YouTube channel, I am not replays, all the videos, all the streams, all the Clan War games, everything I ever play is uploaded here. Every single game, basically. I have also everything organized in playlists. Let's see, created playlists. So for anyone who's interested in language learning, I have a playlist where I learned Korean that has a lot of videos, 122 videos of learning Korean every single day, 1 hour. That's always happening at 6 p.m. But yeah, if you're only interested in StarCraft, I have a playlist for like clan leagues, for example, BWCL. Season 51 is the current season that is going on, that I'm playing every Sunday, so you can check out the games of every week here in this playlist. And also I'm uploading every single stream. So I have a playlist called stream recordings here somewhere. Where is it? There, full stream recordings. And full stream recordings has every single stream I did, basically. So those are a lot of videos. 120 videos, 120 like on average 3-hour streams or 2.5-hour streams, sometimes 7-hour streams. It's all uploaded here. So if you want to see more, you can check out the YouTube channel here. Yeah, so that's basically it. Every Sunday Protoss Clan War games in the evening. Tomorrow Nation War as Protoss, and every day at 6 p.m. Korean learning, if you're interested in anything. So that's all the things where you can find me. And with that, I would say thank you guys for watching. Even learning Korean replays. Yeah, no, the Korean language learning is a thing that I do, of course, for StarCraft as well, like to understand like Korean YouTube videos, to understand Korean programmers in their streams and so on. But I also want to learn a language anyways. Like I really want to have this, I want to learn another language, which is Korean in this case. I want to learn it, and it's not really related to StarCraft even. So the learning Korean streams, they don't have StarCraft in it. So I really want to separate that. Sure, sometimes some of my StarCraft viewers join and ask me when I'm streaming StarCraft next or so. That can happen, but overall this is really about actually learning the language and not StarCraft. Okay. Okay guys, I'm really leaving now, so thanks again for watching and bye bye, see you next time.